Welcome to Elevate Today with Chris Thompkins. I'm your host, Chris Thompkins, and our special guest today is Maria Soprano, hailing in from San Diego. Enjoy the show. I'm up here in Los Angeles County, Long Beach. It was 100 degrees yesterday. It's a little cooler today. What's going on down there? How's the temperature?
It is in the high 90s. So I'm inland. Before I was living right by the ocean, and by the ocean it's about 5 degrees cooler than it is here. So it's like 90, but here it's about like 97, 98 right now.
Yeah, it's
pretty hot.
Yeah, because inland, you're absolutely right. Around the ocean is cooler. If we were at 100 yesterday, and inland was 125. It was nuts, right? And it didn't go away. It's like, you know how at night it gets cooler? It did not get cooler. It was like, oh my goodness. It was like a wipeout.
We've had the AC running constantly. We have fans going on top of it, and it's just like a heat. It's like a heat box in here.
Yeah. It's hard to explain because it's a different heat than the East Coast, right? It's like this is a drier heat, but it still has humidity. But it's hot. It's hot.
Also, I think on the East Coast, because they get more heat waves, their ACs are stronger. They're more built for it. But out here, we don't get these heat waves so often, so we're not ready for them, and like our ACs aren't pumped up enough.
And now I'm gonna move into. I think we've warmed up a little bit, right? It's like let's get ready to start because I've got some questions. I want us to start. So welcome to Elevate Today with Chris Thompkins. I'm Chris Thompkins. I'm your host, and our featured guest today is Maria Soprano. Maria is coming to us from San Diego. I'm in Long Beach. Maria, how are you today?
Other than that, wonderful.
Okay. Yeah. So what I want to begin with is I want you to tell us where you're from, like born and raised kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like give us some background on you. Go ahead.
Well, as you will get to know by this accent of mine, I'm East Coast. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised between North Jersey and New York City itself. So you can take the girl out of New York, but this accent isn't going anywhere.
Okay.
Big old Italian family back east. That's right.
All right. So you've eaten pretty well growing up then.
Yes. Oh my God. Everything's about food, but in the Italian culture, everything is. We bottle up our own tomatoes. We do our own sausages, our own wines. It's all about it. Families around our food.
Yes, exactly. Now, today you are a certified whole wellness coach,
holistic wellness and mindset coach.
Yes, I couldn't even get it all out. I have it in front of me, and I was like, no, let me try to remember it, right? And it's like, but it's amazing your story. So, you've done this transformation. You are living in the West Coast. You are happy and vibrant and smiling, and you've got clients. You're a best-selling author. You're just an international speaker. You are everything that a lot of people are trying to get to. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't always that way, right?
It was not always this way. What most people are surprised to find out is that I spent the majority of my life in bed, battling debilitating depression, anxiety, and my body was failing me. I had everything from autoimmune disease, colitis. I would get seasonal flu, strep throat, bronchitis. I was always sick. My life consisted of being in the hospital bed or in my bed. That was
Were you always that way, or did that just come on suddenly? Like what?
So I was a sick kid. I was that kid with always I had a sore throat. And what does it follow with? An antibiotic. Then I had an ear infection, another antibiotic. So as a kid, I was constantly catching stuff, and then I was constantly given antibiotics to get me back to normal. And then it just, as I got older, it progressed. And then came the mental health issues and all of the other things that followed with the autoimmune disease. So that developed as I grew.
There had to be a change somewhere because you're not that same person anymore. What happened?
So this lifestyle that I had, this lifestyle change I had, my turning point was at this one point, it was about 10 years ago, I was in the hospital. Like I said, I was always in and out of the hospital, so I didn't think anything of it. I'm in there 2 weeks. Like Monday comes along, it's time to go home. Hey, Doc, I'm ready to go. Let's see what time you're getting me out of here. And he just looks away from me. And I was like, Doc, hello, what time am I getting out of here? And his eyes start to tear up a little bit. He's like, I'm sorry, Maria, you can't go home. We got to put another antibiotic drip on you. And now at this point, like my mind's just like, I'm looking around the room and I'm counting. I have 4 different antibiotic drips that I have been on for 2 whole weeks. And now they have to add a 5th one? How sick am I? Like, I asked the doctor, I'm like, am I even getting out of here? He literally just looks away. When your doctor cannot even make eye contact with you, you know you're fighting for your life. This hospital visit wasn't like the rest. This one, I didn't know if I was going to make it out of here at this point. So here I am now, 5 IV drips. A week and a half later, now I'm in there almost a full month. I make it out. When I got out, I said, I'm done.
Wait a minute, you were in 30 days?
It was about 23 days or something like that, 23, 24 days, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more than 2 or 3, right? You were in there almost a month.
Yeah.
Not knowing whether you were ever going to get out. Another antibiotics added on to the drip. You've got 4, now you've got 5.
Right.
Your doctor won't even look at you.
Right.
Because the news is not great. But you get out. So talk to us. What happened? You get out.
I get out and I was done. I felt defeated by life. I felt depleted in life. Ooh, was I determined to live. I had this determination in me. So I started to I heard about detoxing and juicing. I'm like, I've tried everything else. All these cocktails and pills, they've got me nowhere. I'm still fighting for my life. So I started detoxing and I just went all clean juices and I went and got the biggest juice maker I could find. And that's all I did was juice and juice for like weeks. And then I started to slowly introduce foods back in. I'm such an animal lover that I'm like, you know what, as I'm introducing foods, let's keep the meats as the last thing, let's get everything else in. And no one was more surprised than me because as I started doing this ease started to leave my body. Like I just noticed in my body, the inflammation was gone. I would get fibromyalgia. And if you don't know what that is, it's an autoimmune disease where it's like literally anything touching your skin feels like your skin's on fire.
I know someone that has that. You're telling me that you had that.
I had it so severe that if I was in a car, I couldn't sit. I'd have to step out of the car and I'd be screaming in the street because my body was in so much pain. Yes, it's gone. It's over 8 years, zero fibromyalgia, colitis, gone. Mental health issues, gone. Like my body ridden. Now people like you that know me now know me as this positive, upbeat mindset person that I'm always smiling. If you had known me 10 years ago, you wouldn't recognize me. I was miserable, angry. I hated life. I was a dark soul because my life consisted of fighting for it. And when you're constantly having to fight to live, you don't want to live. Yeah.
But you won. Right? Maria Soprano won.
I did.
Like, how did I know where you are, but tell us how that really changed your life, how it began to really change. The illnesses began to dissipate, but your relationships, well, not only with others, but yourself. Talk about that mindset movement.
Yeah. Well, with the mindset, so I didn't just dive into this pool of a holistic wellness, vegan lifestyle. I did not dip it. I had to tip my toe in there, make sure I liked it. So I did it a little bit at a time. And as I was doing that, I started with, and at the time I hated the thought of this. Somebody had told me, start your day with gratitude. Write 3 things that you are grateful for each morning. And I hated it because I was such a negative person. I could not find 3 things to be grateful for. But every day I was like, here we go again. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my fur babies. And I could think of nothing else. And as you can see behind me, besides plants. That was literally, my brain was so in the negative, it could not even search for a third.
Wow. But this is really real. This is real life. Like there are many people struggling just like you were, that were struggling to find 3 things that they could have gratitude. This is so real. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. But as I started doing it and I did it, I was like, give me that damn pen. Let me write this down. I did not do it like, I'm going to be positive today. Not at all. I was just doing it because I said I was going to do it. And I noticed as I started doing this, all of a sudden, I was like, oh, wait, today I got it. My plant has a new leaf. A simple little change like that started to make my mind look for the more positive. Now it was not just the plant. Now it was the new leaf in the plant. And then it was a tree outside my window. And then your mind starts to retrain itself. We are so wired to the trauma that we've experienced in our life.
Okay, hold on. This is amazing. Come on, say that again. You dropped it. Say that again. Our mind is so what?
Our mind has been wired to the trauma that we've experienced. And now we need to rewire it back to its original state.
Wow. Keep going. I want to hear more of this story. This is, I'm just going to intervene from time to time and say, drop it again, drop it again, drop it again. Go ahead.
No, that's literally what a lot of our adult life is undoing all of that has been done to us, all the trauma that's happened to us. The trauma, our brain, our ego, what it's here to do is protect us. But the only way it knows how to protect us is to keep us stuck in our I think it was Joe Dispenza said it, our brain will keep us in an unfamiliar hell over a familiar, in a familiar hell rather than an unfamiliar unknown. So it wants to keep us to where we are known. And that means it knows trauma. So it stays stuck in there. But now we got to rewire it because we are not the trauma that happened to us. When we start to learn how to rewire the brain and learn how to trust, oh my God, the synchronicities and the magic that happens. And that's what I'm experiencing now is I've learned, and this is not something that happened overnight. I literally would to this day, fall asleep every single night to a sleep meditation because the best way to rewire the brain is when that ego is asleep, when the mind is asleep. You got to work on, this is our computer system right here. And it gets all that, like those viruses in there. When we're asleep, we're not fighting it anymore. And we're able to rewire from the hardwire inside. And that's what I've been working on now for 8 years.
But you coach and you've written books. Are there any books that you've written on this very issue?
I'm in the process of doing it right now. I have another 2-part series that I'm doing because I talk a lot about the gut-mind relation. We spend so much of our life worried about our brain doesn't work right, our mind doesn't work right. I'm just depressed because this is how I am, that we often don't make the correlation between the two. So I'm writing the next book about the gut, and the one after that's going to be about the mind part of it, the mindset.
Okay, great. I mean, because folks like steps, like what steps do I need to take, right, to get to that goal, that ultimate goal, right? And it can seem overwhelming. And you've said it doesn't happen overnight. But one thing is you can't give up. And it might be a day that you slip and fall, but you do get back up and you start again, because we can always start again, right? We can always start again, right?
And each time you fall, it's not, so they you're not taking it back to the bottom. So that's the thing, is that you've already done some groundwork. So if you fall, you're not going back all the way down the bottom of the pit. You've already made it halfway up to 3/4 of the way up. You're there. So if you slip it, picture yourself climbing out. You slip a little bit, oh, I went down a bit, but you're not falling all the way down to the bottom because you have so many different safety and different, that's what I coach with, that's what I teach with, is that I help people learn how to find routines and tools that we could use daily so that when you slip, you're not, when you're climbing a rock, you got that chain, that's something that's holding you. That's what we do. Gotcha. We make sure that we got that safety gear so you're not falling back down to the bottom. So,
I like that. Yeah, that's an important point. Because it's like, okay, I know that it's reality that slips and falls can happen, right? As we climb. But to tell me that, you know what, but you've been doing work and you're not at the bottom anymore. I kind of feel undefeated now, right? It's like, I'm going to get back on that horse. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it.
It's true. And when you start to notice it, and a lot of times people will notice it around you before you do. I have one client that for instance, I'm going to talk about a real specific incident. She had this thing where she was going to travel and she was going to pack. she would go into extreme hysteria, panic mode, freak out, meltdown, total. And she had been working with me for a couple months, and she was packing, and her friend's like, why aren't you having a meltdown? What's going on? How are you okay right now? She's like, oh my God, I am. I'm okay. It's because I had given her different steps, different tools, practices to work on, to build herself up to where she normally has her meltdown. And the meltdown didn't happen.
And this is not therapy. These are just things that you offer as suggestions, considerations for someone to do. And we want to make that clear. This is not therapy.
Right.
You are coaching. Not. You are coaching. You're certified to coach. And you do a darn good job. And you look at your own life as a prime example of what can happen because you were there.
That's exactly. I'm not a medical professional. I am not a therapist. None of those. I am a coach. I'm a coach who went through it, who lived through it, who then took I don't know how many years, 8 years, 10 years. And I studied over 5,000 hours, and I researched like crazy, because when you are saving your own life, there's nothing more passionate that I could think of that I would be than others saving my own life. So I started to become a sponge, and I wanted to take it all in. But now in that time period, the reason why it took me about 10 years is because nobody was helping me. I was doing the hit and misses myself. This works. This doesn't work. This is just not whatever. And because of that, it took me so long as I was learning all these different things. So now that I've overcome it, I mean, I've actually really saying that, I was thinking about my words, but yes, now that I've overcome it, I've overcome mental illnesses. I've overcome physical illnesses, this ease that we're told we can't overcome. And so now I take what I learned, what I've been through, and I coach others, because who knows better than the person who couldn't get out of the bottom of that pit, how to get out.
Yeah, I get you. And if they do need a doctor, they can always go to one. You're not saying that. Absolutely. Yes, exactly.
And I actually work with different holistic professionals as well, too, because I like to make sure that they have the, services that they need. Absolutely. And I honestly, I go to therapists too. I always suggest talking it out, finding yourself a therapist and all of that. That's important as well.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Maria. It sounds to me that I know you're already successful, but you're getting ready to climb up into a different platform. I hear it. Where are you? Where's your goal? Where's your goal? Like, do you have you figured out? Like, are you going global? Like, what are you doing?
Absolutely. Global. I'm very spiritual. And this, I never was. I'm back up, because I was never spiritual. I believed in nothingness. But now I'm very spiritual, not religious, but spiritual. And in being spiritual, I do my meditations and I try to see where am I going. And honestly, it's so big that I can't see the full picture. Wow. It is. But I know that I'm here to make a very big impact, because what I've been through is something that so many suffer from and have no idea that they can overcome it as well. What I did is not unique. It is not she got lucky. It is not a miracle. It is something we are capable of when we have the right tools to do it. So I know that I'm here to share this story, to share and build others up. So I know I'm going international for sure. My books, I have others already that I'm working on to write. But shoot, I want my own TV show. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, this is my reason why. I know that there is a plant that will heal all disease. So I want to go traveling in the Amazon rainforest and go find some stuff, pick some stuff, teach people about the stuff that I'm taking now. Okay. Where better than to go on this natural element and to go get it. So,
all right. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. I had a question when I was listening to you. It was like it was burning, but when I start listening again, I didn't write it down. Relationships. This is really important for everyone, right? Whether it's a personal, intimate relationship, a family relationship, a friendship, even. When you're not feeling well, when you're stuck somewhere in an illness of some kind, and you have all that stuff going on, it affects your relationships, doesn't it?
It does. It does drastically. First of all, everybody always thought I was a flake. When it comes to the mental health wellness, most people don't realize depression and anxiety. People just don't show up, when they can't come out, when they stall. And I did that a lot. But also just being around me, and just somebody who wants to be around somebody that's always sick, always complaining, always this. A lot of people, they kind of pushed away, and distance themselves from me, either from some belief that I was just being flaky, and others were just like, okay, we're tired of hearing how this hurt. We're tired of hearing how that hurt. So people do tend to distance, and it's sad, but they do.
And so in the opposite, when you're positive and feeling good, let's say, when your life is vibrant, when it's healthy, let's just call it healthy, you attract healthy people, right? You attract that to your life,
Yeah.
right? Or people are attracted to you and they want to be around you. They want to be in your environment. Do you find that?
So I get people that will literally just call me randomly. People I haven't talked to. I just see some of that Maria energy. Give me some of that energy. I'm going through something right now, and I just need some of your energy. And that actually happens very, very often. I tend to attract a lot, and I kind of think of it like when you're they got the zapper out. Not that I don't really need zapper, but the light. When you got the light out, at nighttime, and everything just comes flocking to you because you're the light. And that happens a lot. And I get a lot that's gravitated towards me. And now this is where boundaries come up, because I have to also set my boundaries as to who it is, because I will get a lot of people who want to drain me of my energy and the light, So, but you tend to, as you get more, I'm going to say this for myself, and I think you'll probably understand this as well, but as you your energy starts to get better, the people around you also start to match that energy, and everybody around you starts to have those same type of passions, those same type, through our tribe, we've met through the tribe, we have all like these big goals, all these things, and you just all have that high vibrating energy. And I love it, because now when things are going, say, bad, and I'm not going to really say bad because everything's here is a growing experience, but when things are challenging, I don't have people giving me that pity and just give up or whatever. They're like, no, this is a growing experience. This is that they talk me through it. They understand. They let me have my moments. But then, and I think that's so important, that I have people that they remind me I'm the victor. I'm not that victim that I was before.
Got you. Now. Okay, that's great. That's amazing. I'm asking these questions for a reason. I know some of my listeners, right? And I know people are interested in changing and doing something different in their life. There's a roadmap, there's a blueprint. It's different for everyone. It's not necessarily the same, but there are some common ingredients, right? There's some commonalities there. And diet, mindset, how you look at yourself, your relationship with yourself, your food relationship, your nutrition relationship, your mental health relationship, those are all important. Maria, you have done something that is absolutely amazing, but I know you prepare foods that are plant-based, because I watch you, and I actually posted on my Facebook. You were shopping at Trader Joe's,
Yes.
Right? And you were picking out foods and saying, okay, this is good for this. And spring rolls was mentioned, and I went, okay, I love spring rolls. So what do I have to get? What do I have to do?
They're so good.
Yes. But you prepare foods. You're not just buying stuff that's already prepared or is a dip, for example. There's a thing we have a series that we're starting up this month called Cooking with Love.
Ooh.
And yeah. And being Italian, I know that is absolutely done. So I know it's transferring over to the vegan world, because you're vegan, right?
Yes.
Tell me about, how are you cooking with love? How are you preparing foods? What is it that someone can do when they go shopping to kind of stay focused? Because they're saying, oh, it's too expensive. I don't know if it is or not. You tell me.
So when you buy the prepared foods already, that is expensive. Okay. And that is still considered vegan junk food. So I do 30-day vegan made easy challenges. And the reason why I do it, I break it down. So in the beginning, like, I'll have you, yes, try the meat substitutes, but ultimately it's about the whole food, plant-based lifestyle. When you go to Whole Foods, it is not, a bag of beans is what, 99 cents? It's not expensive. And it doesn't have to be so time consuming to do the foods. But I got back to whole vegan foods. Like, I do meal prepping, and I show people in my challenges, in my coaching, I give the recipes and I show you how you can make. My biggest thing is that I'm a foodie. I don't want to give up food. I'm Italian. So when I go home and I'm like, Mom, what are you making? She's like, lasagna. I'm not going to say, oh, okay, let me have my bowl of salad right here. No, I'm like, okay, let me go make myself a kick-ass lasagna myself. And that's what I do. So I learned how to make a vegan, plant-based, whole food version of everything that I normally eat. And this is what I help people.
What?
You don't have to give up anything. You don't. It's all about the mindset. Our mind thinks that you gotta eat this, and if you that you're gonna give up. Oh, I'm giving up a burger. No, you can eat another juicy burger. But your head is telling you that your mind is telling you that you're giving something up. You're
Okay,
not.
okay. So I see these bean burgers and all kind of things. They're pre-processed. They're processed food, right? They are expensive. But
Yes,
can I just buy the beans and make the burger myself?
that's what I help with. Yes,
You
and
do?
it's so easy. So on the weekends, I usually because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't meal prep, I will come home. I am late. It's tired. I'm tired. I'm gonna grab whatever. I'm gonna grab whatever. It could be anything. I mean, not it's as long as it's vegan, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's vegan junk food more than likely. So what I do is I meal prep, and I don't like to be in the kitchen too long because I'm outdoors. I like to be at the beach, enjoying myself instead of being in the kitchen. So I take about an hour, two tops, and I cook everything for the week. I've got this down to a science, and that's what I love helping people learn how to do. There's so many easy steps that you could take, and you could have full meals, and you're just eating delicious, healthy foods. And it's so cost effective. You know, all
Okay.
whole foods. When you get back to the basics, it's not expensive.
Okay. Maria, you have a website. What is it?
KarmaFreeLiving.life.
KarmaFreeLiving.life. Now I'm going to put that in the episode in the part where it explains it so that if anyone wants to connect with you, is that the best way to do it? Go through the website?
Right now I would go to my Instagram page, Karma Free Living as well. But that's my handle on everything: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm Karma Free
Okay.
Living. Right now I'm working on my website. I'm just updating it a bit, so it might. I'm not sure, depending on
All right.
so I'll check
Social
it out.
media. So it's social media.
Social.
Because I see you on Facebook. That's where I'm at a lot of times because I'm posting, podcasting and my artwork and I see you there. But I know you're on Instagram because I have an Instagram account. You're popping up all over the place. But you're saying DM you
Yes.
on social media and you're going to get access to Maria.
Well, you could DM me on there. On Instagram, I have my link tree in there, and it tells you all the different events that I have coming up. For instance, I have another. This I'm excited about. I have to bring this up. So I've been doing 30-day vegan made easy challenges online, which I've been really excited about. But now I'm bringing it to North County, San Diego, live in person, showing people in person how to start doing. I'm going to be doing it on as well online. But if you are in the California area, North County, or anywhere in this area, San Diego, you could join in, and we're doing like this whole event thing where you meet up, we're doing cooking together, having like these little gatherings, and
Wow.
people about the foods and stuff. So I'm really, really excited about that.
That sounds great. That sounds amazing.
That will be on my link page as well. But
okay.
Yeah, so everything's going to be there.
When is that taking place?
So you have to follow me to get the exact date, because
all right.
We have not actually settled on the exact date, but it will be coming up like within the next month. It's coming up soon, like in the next 3 weeks to a month.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that people watching can get access to you. Period. Direct access, right?
Yes.
That is the goal. I want them to connect because I know that when I ordered your book, as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I need this. And I'm not vegan. I have my vegan moments.
Mm-hmm.
I have my vegetarian days.
Or part of the day.
Yeah, or part of the day, right? And then I love poultry and seafood. Sometimes I'm pescatarian as well, right? But I'm working on it. I'm just working on it because I know the health benefits, right? But that's me, but I still want access to the information. And there's a lot of us out here like this. We just want access to what it is to, I'm gonna tell you what attracted me. The whole foods. I can eat whatever I like prepared with plants. Mm-hmm. And so, because you're right, when we think vegan, we think salads and things of that nature. Like I'm gonna give up everything I love. And I never thought lasagna was something I didn't have to give up.
I make chicken parm. And oh my God, when you buy the things, like I said, already made, for instance, vegan cheeses, they do tend to have preservatives in them, a bunch of other stuff, but you can make them with like 5 simple ingredients in your house, and they are so quick, so easy. So I give up nothing. But again, it's the mindset. It's the mindset. That's how I start off all of this. So if people are trying to have access to me, going on any of my social media. And karmafreeliving.life will be up shortly. So that will be another way that you can get back to me as well. But DMing me, because this is what I do, is I help people learn. So many people are interested. They want to know more about the plant-based life, but they don't know how to even get started. And they feel like, oh, I'm going to give things up. I'm here. I call myself the vegan with the gypsy. So because I make it easy, I show you how you free yourself, you know, just like from all these limited beliefs, and just enjoy these foods. They're delicious.
I love it. I love it. Two things. One thing, the first thing, most important thing, is that everyone that is a guest on the show, and I forgot to mention this in advance, so you're going to have to do this at moment's notice. You have to share something with us that you've never shared publicly with anyone else. It could be something that you shared privately, but never publicly, and you're going to share it with us because we're the spill the tea at the end of the show kind of a moment, right? And I'll give you an example. One guest, she's like into finances and things of that nature. Well, she was doing stand-up comedy the next week, and that was her reveal, right? So it's like, it doesn't have to be anything like crazy big or, and then one woman shared a story about when she was a little girl and this experience she had with her dad and what that meant today as an adult. So it's up to you what you want to share, but you have the floor.
Making dreams come true. So when I was 19 years old, I had come to San Diego for the first time. And I said, one day I'm going to live here. And I remember 19 years old, I was depressed and all that chaos in my life. So I didn't know how, but when was that, a year and a half ago? I said, I'm ready to move by warm weather. What am I going to do? So I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to move to San Diego. I packed up my car, what fits in it and on it. I went on it was supposed to be a 2-week road trip. It ended up being 3.5 weeks. I traveled across the country, hiked wherever I wanted, explored. I made this just about the journey, not about the destination. I made it about the journey. When I got to San Diego, it was too busy. And I was like, I don't remember being this busy. So I continued driving up the coast until I found something that just called to me. And that's how I ended up out here. Wow. I made a dream of mine come true.
How about, thank you so much for sharing that. That is a beautiful, beautiful reveal. Thank you. Now here comes the second part. It's up to you, but we're looking at the end of September, that week, not on a Thursday, but maybe on a Saturday, possibly the Saturday. Saturday's what's tentatively reserved. That would be, where's my phone, just to give you the idea of the date. One moment. That would be September 28th. So a virtual cookout is what we're having. A virtual cookout. And whether we have 3 guests or 300 guests, it doesn't matter, but it is an invitation only event, right? Mm-hmm. And I want it, and it's called Cooking with Love. Mm-hmm. So you do have to prepare something, and then you have to tell us how that love is in that dish, right? How you prepared that dish with love. Are you available on that day in the afternoon? Because we have to incorporate the East Coast into this. So it's going to be an afternoon for both of us. And I know Saturday's a busy day, so we're really trying to fine tune that time frame. But would you be interested in attending that event, possibly?
I'm very interested in that. I think that would be amazing. I do all my cooking with love, so I would love to share it.
That's absolutely. That's great. Now, we're going to have folks there that love to eat. That so are and I'm hoping this one woman that I'm thinking about today is going to be able to attend, but she's really a busy person. She's not a coach or anything like that. She is Italian. She does love to eat, and she likes it healthy for her family in herself, and she likes it quick. And I think she's going to love hearing about your dish. I really do.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that's what I do. I do quick, healthy, all natural, but with love. So with love. It has to have a lot of flavor.
A lot of flavor.
It has to have a lot of flavors.
Yeah. Yeah. Maria, is there anything that, I mean, we spoke about a lot of different topics, but is there anything that you want to add that you haven't spoke on or I haven't asked a question about? Please share with us.
I think how I want to end it is that most people, when they make a change, they try to make it because they just randomly decide, okay, I want to make this change. And they forget and don't focus on how important the mindset part is before anything else. So when people come to me and they want to make these changes, whether it's in, their daily routines or if it's in the foods that they eat, because a lot of people do want to go plant-based. It's about working on getting that mindset to where it needs to be first. I always ask people, what is their big why? Whenever you're approaching anything new in life, whenever you're trying to, accomplish something different, ask yourself, what is that big why? Because the bigger you make that why, people come to me with, I want to lose weight. That's not a big enough why. Come to me with, I want to lose weight because I want to see my kids grow and I want to see my child get married when they get, that is your why. Now you're going to stick to your goal. But that mindset change, that's where it makes, it takes you from things may possibly be, what's the word that I'm looking for here? I just lost my train of thought. But it makes you accomplish your goals. When it comes down to it, it makes you accomplish your goals.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining Elevate today. Thank you for sharing your story. I know it's resonating. I know you're going to impact someone's life in a positive way. You're inspiring. I appreciate you coming on, and hope to see you at the end of the month for our virtual cookout. I think it's going to be fun. It's the Cooking with Love is something that we're going to continue with. It's not going to be a monthly. It may be a quarterly event. And I think it's going to be a great event to grow with for everyone. So again, Karma-Free Living.
With a G at the end, because with my New York accent, the G doesn't come out.
Okay. Karma-Free Living can be found on Facebook, can be found on Instagram, and Instagram is a good connect. If you have an Instagram account, connect with Maria Soprano, Karma-Free Living on Instagram and Facebook. The karmafreeliving.life is the website. It's currently being upgraded. And once she's, you can check back with it if you want. But if you want that really good connect, go to Instagram. I mean, let's just be plain and simple. Just go to Instagram, right?
You'll find all my updates on everything that I have coming up there.
And the link tree is in there too. So the link tree is there so you can get access to everything and connect with Maria. Maria has a compelling, amazing story of transformation from just basically barely living to one of the most beautiful and vibrant a life that you can imagine and fulfilling her dreams. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for joining Elevate Today with Chris Thompkins. I'm Chris Thompkins. I'm your host. We really appreciate when you come, you visit, you watch, you give comments, everything. It really means a lot to us all. Join us every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Until we meet again, let's elevate.